want to return, you can kiss my ass.
You don't, no. You don't.
Fuck you.
Okay. That's contempt. That's 93. Keep going.
Fuck you.
That's another
Fuck you
93.
again.
That's another 93.
Fucking again.
That's another 93.
Profanity can be used as an attention getter, and I think it got the court's attention, but he's in need of some.
Oh, he did.
They're minute trespassings that aren't even trespassing. I used an easement for one, and the other one should have been dismissed.
You know, probably you're about to try to make another mistake, and that is you're trying to practice law even though it's about your case and you don't have a law degree.
Today we're in Judge Simpson's courtroom, and this time we're dealing with a defendant who must have had a full personality transplant behind bars because the switch up is wild. Last time he was here, he mouthed off at the judge like he was auditioning for World's Angriest Inmate, dropping attitude left and right like it was buy one get one free. Now he's back looking like a man who's been humbled by fluorescent lights, cold metal beds, and meals that legally qualify as edible. It's honestly amazing how a few nights in a concrete box can turn a tough guy into someone who suddenly respects authority like it's a survival skill. The whole vibe is less I run the courtroom and more please sir may I have a second chance. And he's begging for sympathy so he doesn't have to serve the full jail sentence. He earned one insult at a time. So here's the question, is this real remorse or just panic hitting him like a brick wall? Let's go ahead and dive in.
Defense counsel has filed an emergency motion to attempt to purge the contempt in this matter.
You have.
And I first give the floor to my client.
Pardon?
I'm giving my client the floor.
Your Honor, there's no excuse for what I done, man. I lost my composure and I directed my frustrations at you. I apologize for being disrespectful to you and your court, wasting time with the people. Hopefully you accept my apology and reconsideration of the time you've sentenced me to. Thank you.
Your Honor, we have referred him to our aimed social work division to help him work through in some of the personal issues that he's going through that culminated in his outburst in court. You've been a judge for a very long time, set a very high bar for people as they appear before you. I think we communicate differently. Some people, even though it's socially inappropriate, use profanity, and profanity can be used as an attention getter. And I think it got the court's attention, but he's in need of services.
Oh, he did.
He's in need of services, Your Honor. He's in need of services, and we're trying to sort through a plan to present to the court. If you would accept his humble apology to help him move the cases forward.
Anything from the people.
Well, Your Honor, we were all present for it. I had a chance to review the video. It's actually worse than what the court noted. I'm sure the court's seen the video, but it was worse than what the court noted. I will leave it to the discretion of the court, but if there's going to be a modification or change of the sentence imposed by the court, I would certainly like there to be a plan in place for Mr. Terrell. That would be the minimum, or would be the alter or change its sentence.
Mr. Terrell, what was going on with you?
Well, there's a lot of issues that I'm under currently. One, I'm unemployed. I can't obtain a driver's license. Without those, it's hard to provide for yourself. The charges, once we get into it, you'll see that they're frivolous charges. They should have never been brought to the court's attention. They're minute trespassings that aren't even trespassing. I used an easement for one, and the other one should have been dismissed. Just frustrations, man. There's no excuse for what I've done. I mean, it falls on me, man.
No, it does.
And he realizes that many other people are watching, and how the court handles it. We're hopeful that others won't use this as an example to act out as well.
Well, but from the very beginning, the one thing that, as Mr. Brown correctly points out, I've been doing this a minute. And, Mr. Terrell, you were in my court, and I watched you because you were sitting in the back. You were sort of a dichotomy of things, because as you sat back in the back of the courtroom, you sat there very respectful. You did everything. You sat in that back row, just patient as all could be. When you came up, you again, initially it was fine. You were maybe upset by the charges, but a lot of people are like that. I could overhear, just so that you understand what I was trying to do, as you were talking to your attorney, that you didn't have a phone, you didn't have email, that you weren't going to be able to have adequate time. I would have just normally said it 2 weeks out, then whatever.
So this defendant showed up to Judge Simpson's courtroom before, and let's just say that hearing went downhill faster than a car with no brakes. He let off a rapid-fire streak of insults, 10 in a row, like he was speedrunning contempt charges, and every single time he did it, the judge calmly stacked more jail time on top. By the end of the meltdown, he had racked up 558 days behind bars, all because he couldn't keep his mouth closed for 10 seconds. Now fast forward to today, and suddenly he's in front of the same judge with the emotional energy of a kid caught stealing candy, nervous, apologetic, and hoping nobody remembers what he did. The switch up is almost impressive. One minute he's playing the toughest guy in the building, the next he's shaking and begging for a bond motion so he can get out early. And of course, here come the excuses. I wasn't in the right state of mind. I had things going on. I didn't mean it. As if those somehow undo a full-blown courtroom meltdown. But this wasn't a one-time slip. This was repeated behavior after repeated warnings, and he still kept going like he thought consequences were optional. Even his attorney hinted that people are watching this case, which honestly just makes the situation worse for him. That's exactly why you can't let someone curse out a judge 10 times in a row and then walk out like it's no big deal, because then everyone thinks court is a suggestion, not a system. Actions have to mean something, and honestly, this judge is the perfect example of why consequences exist. He wanted to act like he was above the law, and now he's realizing the law doesn't bend just because you changed your tone the second time around.
I was trying to give more time, not to delay it,
Yeah.
but to try to make sure that if you had to get in touch with Ms. Perroni by letter, you guys had to do that or do whatever,
Yeah. See, I was thinking
that
about the other.
there be time for that to happen. And that seemed to aggravate you, but I think, when I look at it, you were aggravated because you thought the system was kind of dragging out.
Good.
But I was doing that for your benefit.
My apologies. I'm again misunderstood.
And so then when you wanted me to, then you wanted it done sooner. So then I said, okay, I just said, well, I'll move up to date. I didn't know it wasn't going to be helpful for you, but what the heck? And then that's when you went off.
Good.
I've had people go off in front of me before. Doesn't bother me. It's going to happen, I guess. But you just got yourself worked up to the point that as you were headed down and out, I'm just thinking, I don't know why you want to battle. It's a battle you can't win.
Silly me.
Yeah, silly, stupid. There's a lot of words. Maybe start with that because it didn't make any sense. And I'm going to tell you something, and I'm not saying this to embarrass you because you're in good hands with the folks at the public defender's office. You need a break, right?
Yes, sir.
You need something to go in your direction.
Yes.
Yeah. And it seems everything, you can correct me if I'm wrong, everything you had been doing, none of it was quite working out.
Nothing.
Trying to get rid of stuff. This is one of the things you wanted it done and gotten rid of so you could try to move on to that next thing.
Absolutely.
And I'm not saying this again, I'm not saying this to embarrass you, but sometimes things get tough. Get yourself wound up, get to a point, and then for a brief moment you regret it. You're not sure where to head. Am I right?
Yeah, sometimes.
And I think even that day, for a brief moment, you regretted what had happened.
Absolutely. As soon as I said it, but I was fueled.
And it's because when you got back there and all of a sudden that door shut behind you and locked up, you realized something.
Oh, man.
Yeah. And as it was described to me, right or wrong, you were sort of laying there on the floor crying.
Wrong. I was sorrowful.
Look.
I may or may not have.
No,
I don't
listen,
recall.
Just listen. There's no embarrassment there.
Mhm.
There's not. I got it reported to me
Right.
because I was worried about you. I didn't. Nobody was trying to say to embarrass you or do anything. You had gotten yourself to a certain point. Something got out of control, and now you had to figure. You took a circumstance that was kind of bad, made it even worse. Now you have to figure out how to get out of that.
Right. Absolutely. Yeah, for sure.
You had left here that day. You don't have a place to stay, do you?
No, I'm currently homeless. The Delana Center.
Pardon?
The Delana Center.
But are you there most of the time?
They have a a waiting list period.
Yeah.
So as long as you continue to check in, I think they do a triage. Lets them know that you're interested in a room there. They'll continue to screen you, and when one comes available, they'll offer it for housing. Until then, you sleep wherever you can, you know, couches, wherever, tents, bridges, parks. As long as the cops don't push you along, you know.
So the reality is you didn't have a place to go, right?
Oh no, I don't have a place to go. No.
All right.
Judge, he's even sleeping.
Pardon?
He was sleep deprived. He's sleeping it. He's got a roof over his
I probably
head.
was sleep deprived a little bit too. Man, I couldn't stop falling asleep.
Now, Judge Simpson wasn't intentionally trying to embarrass this man, but let's be real, after that outburst, embarrassment is built into the experience. The moment those jail doors closed behind him, this defendant folded like a cheap lawn chair and hit the floor crying. And suddenly, all that tough guy energy vanished. And honestly, that's what jail is designed to do. It's meant to snap people back into reality and remind them that they're not untouchable and definitely not above the law. You push the system pushes back. Simple as that. But here's the part that stands out. Judge Simpson is genuinely one of those judges who cares about rehabilitation, not revenge. He doesn't hold grudges, which is rare in a courtroom where attitude usually equals outcome. You can see in his face today that he's not holding on to that previous disaster. He's laughing about it now, treating it like a ridiculous moment instead of a reason to crush the guy. He's still giving this defendant a fair hearing, even after being disrespected 10 times in a row, which honestly says a lot about his character. That balance, firm when needed, compassionate when possible, is what makes him a solid judge. He's not letting the defendant off the hook, but he's not punishing the person he is today for the attitude he had yesterday. And honestly, that approach might be the only reason this defendant even has a shot at a reduced sentence.
Did you notice that? Couldn't, man.
I just thought it was my relaxing voice and personality. Mr. Allen, actually today, you look a whole lot better than you did that day.
Thank you. I feel better too.
Before you came in, when was the last time you ate?
I ate probably the day before.
So you hadn't eaten that whole day.
No, I actually went to eat, but I didn't have enough time to jump on the bus and come back, so I skipped it. I think I may have had some donuts for breakfast, though.
Okay.
I think I may have.
What do you think I ought to do with you after what you did?
And you can do anything you want with me, Your Honor.
Oh, I know I can.
What I would like you to do for me is to let me go, and we'll have continued scheduling of the September 4th date. You'll see that I've told you the truth about the charges that are pending. They'll probably even get thrown out by then.
Pardon?
If the prosecutor reviews them, they should probably get thrown out.
Well, probably you're about to try to make another mistake, and that is you're trying to practice law, even though it's about your case and you don't have a law degree. Why don't you leave it to the experts that are around you?
And,
Yeah.
sounds good.
I think he's suggesting that you suspend or hang it over his head. Contempt, if
Okay,
not
was that we sent him in?
purge, Your Honor.
I got it here in here. It was the 7th. Today's the
No, set it for September.
No, I know I set him for September, but I said sentence. Can't just let you walk away from it. What you did is, so that you understand, this really isn't about you or me. It's about you,
Yeah.
but it isn't about me. You can say all those things you want, but the one thing in the past 25 years, I will tell you, I do not let people just disrespect this institution and walk away. It won't happen with me, and I'm sure Mr. Brown has told you that. I just don't.
Okay.
I understand, however, and balance that against sort of where you are and what you're trying to do. So we're currently set for September 4th at 9 a.m. What I'm going to do regarding the contempt, I will grant to a certain extent the motion, and I'm going to reformulate the 558 days that you talked yourself into. And when you're back there thinking, think about this, how you took a case with a maximum 30-day sentence and parlayed that to 558 days.
Oh, goodness.
So what I'm going to do is take the 558 days. I will indicate defendant is to serve 93. I will give him credit for the 6 that he's been in and suspend at this time the balance.
Thank you.
When we come back, so it's down to 93 now. When we come back on the 4th, I'll consider whatever else I might do regarding that sentence.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Whether or not you serve the rest of it is going to be dependent upon your behavior, how you come into court. I don't ask anybody to, talk up to me. They don't have to like me. That's not my job. I'll tell you what, I like this Jarrell better than that other one I saw.
Right.
So let's just keep that up. You'll at least, and I don't like doing it this way, and I don't like saying it, you'll have a place, right? You're going to be eating regularly, and you're going to be looking a whole lot better, I think. I don't like doing it this way, but
Right.
maybe some benefit can come out of it, and you'll be able to get with their aim division and see if we can just get certain things in place for you.
Right on.
All right, fair enough?
Yeah. Yeah, that's all I can ask for. Thank you.
Well, I'll tell you what, don't thank me. That man standing beside you, that's who you need to thank, because he was on me, and he was trying to explain and trying to make sure he didn't want to say anything off the record without Mr. Siller there, but he was in your corner batting for you. And so you ought to be thankful for that. Because quite frankly, whether you sat there 558 days or not, I was going home for dinner. So, wouldn't have mattered to me.
All right.
Okay.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Thank you.
Take care. Thank you.
It's honestly wild that someone can walk into court with a 30-day problem and walk out with 550 days just because they refuse to control their attitude. But that's the reality. The judge is the one person in the room who literally holds your future in their hands, and disrespecting them is basically the legal version of self-sabotage. This guy should be thanking his attorney, the judge, and probably the entire courtroom staff for helping get that 558 days dropped down to just 93 with time served. It shows how much attitude, respect, and basic self-control can influence an outcome more than people realize. Judges don't expect perfection, they expect accountability. And when you come in showing respect, owning your actions, and actually acting like you want to do better, they notice. But here's what I want to know. Do you think he should have served the full 558 days, or was the reduction the right move given how he came back this time? I'm curious what you think, because this one could go either way depending on how you see remorse. Let me know down below. Thanks so much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll catch you in the next one.